Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to another weekly update. I'm your host, Justin White, and I'm excited to dive in because this has been an epic week at K&D Landscaping. I'm recording this early Friday morning, January 9th. Welcome to Friday. Happy weekend. And yeah, what a great week coming back into 2026. Something different about 2026, guys. I feel it. Things are moving at a different speed. People are excited. People are hungry. And this is going to be the year of the disruptor. I said it last week, and I'll double down on that. And for us, it has been evidential everywhere. So first and foremost, this week has been our planning session week for our department planning sessions at K&D. So we had our leadership planning session in December where we locked in and really built out the vision for 2026. And then the first week of January, we set the intention, we drive clarity, we create focus, and we build radical clarity and accountability into everyone's job and responsibility and how each person in the organization is going to drive to the success of the entire company. Now, we also announced a big move into San Luis Obispo last week, which we're really excited about. We landed a huge contract down there, and just this week, we got a bunch of traction on some additional contracts, so we're looking really good. I think by Q2, we should have, close to 20 full-time employees down there. So we're really excited about that. San Jose is going really good. We opened up a branch there late last year. We did it very quietly, but we're doing it more and more. And we haven't really made a big public announcement about San Jose. If you're in San Jose or the Bay Area, you'll probably see K&D trucks rolling around from time to time. But we haven't made a huge push or presence into that area. But we are doing that as of now, and we're super excited. We're seeing some really excited things, and we're getting ready to announce a big water summit that we're going to be hosting in San Jose. So stay tuned. We got a ton of stuff happening. We also, in 1986, we were founded by my parents, Kendall and Don White. That's where K&D comes from. And guys, 2026 is our 40-year anniversary. So we have a bunch of cool 40-year anniversary stuff planned, and we're excited to dive in and share what we have going on that. But the biggest news this week is we took delivery of the first Voyager. The Voyager is the Crest Equipment fully autonomous level 5 autonomy robotic 40-inch lawnmower. Now, this thing is like nothing on the market, and we are the first contractors to receive delivery of this, potentially in the United States, for sure in California. I know there's a few of them running around in the UK, but for the most part, these Voyagers, these pieces of equipment, are being handled or demoed or beta tested with engineers present. We're going to be the first contractors to basically do the testing, try it out with support from Crest, but more often on our own, because Crest and us, we want to prove that this is a machine that can operate in the hands of a landscaper without an engineer or a product specialist present. Now, we're going to prove that, and we're going to prove that today. I mean, we are uploading the software firmware update as I speak, and we're going to be going and testing that thing out today. So just across the board excited about so much going on. Wanted to share that stuff with you guys. I also had a call yesterday with a autonomous robotic 3D printer that specializes in building concrete structures. But not like the ones you've probably seen on TikTok or Instagram. This one is built to build outdoor concrete areas, concrete courtyard walls, retaining walls, concrete patios, concrete stepping stones. Anything that's made out of concrete, theoretically, this 3D printer can make, and it can make it autonomously, meaning you drop the machine in, you've got to prep the ground, you got to prep the site, and then it goes in and it prints out the concrete wall that you need. And you don't need rebar. You can make any shape you want to make. I mean, this thing is going to be able to make crazy shapes that you'd never be able to form up. I always say this, on the coast over here in the ocean, Santa Cruz, Monterey, people are always asking for these really like wavy looking concrete walls or courtyard walls that they can put around a fire pit, or they can put on the edge of their yard to symbolize. I don't think that's the word. Symbolize. There we go. Symbolize the ocean. And that's really hard to form up. You got to get 1x4 or 1x6, and you got to bend it around, and you got to form it and stake it. Then you got to bend your rebar, and it's a lot of work, and it doesn't always come out great. So I'm really excited for this 3D printer because I think it's going to be a revolutionary step in the robotic movement. I've also been talking, and I got to be careful how much I say about this, very top secret project. Basically, all I can say, it's a autonomous tractor of sorts. Think of a skid steer that you would use to move material, do grading, do excavation, pile up dirt, mound dirt, trench areas. This is going to be something that's very similar to that, and it is going to be fully autonomous in the future. So it's going to start out with more of like a remote controlled connection, and then fully go autonomous with more technology being unveiled. So what we're seeing, guys, is like we're seeing the year of the robotics. It's coming. It's here. It's happening. We're 100% here for it. We're in the front end of a lot of these startups. What we're trying to build at K&D is a bit of an incubator for these tech startups. And it just so happens that a lot of these robot startups are coming out of Berkeley. They're coming out of the Silicon Valley, because the robotics are one thing. Robotics have been around, but now we have battery powered technology that can run the robot all day. And now we have an AI brain that they can layer on top of the infrastructure or the machine that can tell the machine what to do. And the AI part of it, obviously the epicenter here in Silicon Valley, is what's driving a lot of this acceleration and velocity of growth. And so us being so close to it, we're able to help these companies really get started and do some testing of their early prototypes. And I got to tell you, some of these prototypes are pretty funny to see come out, but it's like a giant experiment unfolding right in front of our eyes. And we're so excited for it. Another big shout out I wanted to say is I had a great call with Danny Bernstein with Reservoir Farms. If you guys haven't checked out Reservoir Farms, type it up, look it into Google or ChatGPT, and see what they're doing out there. They are working towards a grand opening in March, and their focus is primarily towards robotic agricultural equipment and what Danny calls physical AI. So physical AI is AI that is going to be used to move atoms, to move things, to do things. And I know last week I was just telling you guys, like, the physical part of our industry is quite safe. And in literally 7 days, like, I don't know if that's true. Things are moving so quick and so much is happening. It's really exciting. So what's going on over at Reservoir Farms is a bunch of testing, a bunch of startups, and they're building out these robotics that are going to revolutionize the way we do farming in the United States and potentially across the world. And that's happening right here in our backyard in the Salinas, Monterey area. So we're working on a partnership with them to do some landscaping, and hopefully my ultimate goal, and I think Danny too, is we'd love to build out a bit of a testing facility there in a closed environment where we can test landscape robotics. So we would create a real world situation of a landscape with some of the most difficult features, sidewalks, curbs, trees, cars, simulate people, simulate animals, and try to see how do these robots work in more difficult conditions. And with that being said, it's like, when are the humanoid robots going to really start to make a difference in our industry? And I don't think it's very far away. I think 2-3 years out, we can see humanoid robots laying pavers. We can see humanoid robots carrying things from A to B, moving things around, being a cobot, if you will, with our team members. So instead of our team members having to unload, 25 bags of concrete, we've got the humanoid robot doing that. And it's saving our teams back, and our team can truly be technicians. So what this is going to provide, all in all, the vision that we have at K&D is we're going to create a very automated company with team members who are extremely specialized, and they're leveraging technology, and they're leveraging robotics, and they're leveraging automations to absolutely push the ball forward, to change things, and to elevate our industry. This is why I believe our minimum wage salary can grow to $100,000 over the next 3 to 5 years, maybe sooner. We're already seeing this in the irrigation industry with our partnership with Weathermatic. We're able to provide water management services that are more automated and autonomous and predictive and proactive, so we can save our clients money with less hours. It all comes down to that. How can we deliver quality landscape services and solutions to our clients with less hours provided? Because if we can provide less hours and charge the same amount, or maybe even a little less, we can pay our team much, much more per hour. And that's the big unlock here. That is the huge unlock with robotics. So let's paint a picture. Let's take a backyard residential landscape, and let's say it's going to take us 20 days with a 3-person crew to get this done. And with robotics, with proactive planning, with being a little bit smarter and providing really solid training, instead of 20 days of working on this job with 3 people, what if we could do it in 10 days with 2 people? Well, the labor cost of that job is going to go down dramatically. But what if it didn't go down? What if we kept the same amount of labor in it? What if we said we had $50,000 in labor for this job? And if the team got it done in 10 days or 20 days or 30 days, they got the same amount. And if we were able to get it done in 10 days with 2 team members, well, then they're each getting $25,000, versus if we're doing it in 20 days with 3 team members, then they're going to have to split whatever that is, call it $15,000 each. But it's 20 days and they get $15,000 versus 10 days and they're getting $25,000, which means they can make another $25,000 in the following 10 days, which means they can make $50,000 each over the course of 20 days. And that's how we start to see how we grow our team members' wealth up into the $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 annual income. And we start to push our revenue per employee to $1 million, which is another milestone that we have pegged as a potential like summit, if you will. Once we hit $1 million in revenue per employee, we'll unlock a new level of growth, and we'll be treated much more like a technology company than a landscape company. So that's a little bit about what's going on at K&D. I realize these are weekly updates. I wanted to update you guys. You're going to hear next week's podcast, Wednesday, coming out. It's going to be with Jamie Royce of MindCloud. And I really encourage you guys to listen to this one. Jamie talks about automation and creating automations that make your job easier. It opened my mind so much, because all most companies are focused on is, how do I implement AI? And they're stepping over the easy, low-hanging fruit, which is automations. So let's say every time you enter a new client into your database, whether you're using Aspire or another program, you want to send them an email. Just, hey, welcome to the team. We're so excited that you've decided to work with K&D, or you've decided to get a quote from us. I mean, whatever it is, maybe they haven't even signed a contract yet, and you want them to get a welcome email directly from the CEO. You can create the automation where as soon as you create that client and you save it, boom, a automated trigger goes out, sends that client a welcome email saying, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing K&D, or blah, 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 blah. So that's exciting stuff, because automations are going to push the ball forward for us. And then you add AI to that, and now you have automations plus AI, and the AI is making the decision of like, okay, what welcome email are they going to get? Are they an HOA, a residential client, a commercial client, a GC? And based on that inputs and based on that data that it can go and pull up, it can then send a different welcome email to every single client based on the person. And that's the power of AI versus automations. But automations are the low-hanging fruit. So that's coming out next Wednesday. Stay tuned. You guys, so much stuff happening. Next week, also big news. I'll talk about this next week, but we have an irrigation mastermind coming here to San Jose, and we're doing a field trip on Wednesday. Everyone's going to be visiting K&D, and we're doing a super cool field trip. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Big shout out to Landscape Management Magazine. They're flying out to cover that, so you'll see that in that magazine. Other than that, it's my time. It's 15 minutes. This was a ripper of an episode. I'm sure you guys can tell the energy, the excitement, what's going on here is super, super fun. We are documenting the journey to $1 billion in revenue at K&D Landscaping. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Trades Talk, where the next generation of disruptors comes to raise the bar. If you got value from today's episode, share it with someone in the trades who's ready to level up. For more tools, insights, and community, follow host Justin White and join the movement at jwhitegroup.com.